It's shaping up to be a very busy fall for Toronto sports fans as the Jays hope to punch their ticket to the World Series.
And the Leafs season is officially getting underway a few weeks from now. Training camp kicks off today. So let's talk more about this busy time of year for TSN Radio's Matt Cauz as well. You got to split your focus multiple different ways, Matt. Let's talk about the Jays before we get into Leafs training camp, because they're not even going to be on the ice today. But the Jays last night, real nail-biter of a game, some really bizarre outfield, calls at the wall. But nevertheless, they came out on top, and that's pretty good against a team that's given them some problems this season.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny. A year ago, no one would have cared about that bogus fan interference call on Jose Barrios in the third inning. But last night, I'm yelling at my TV. And the crazy part is, baseball said, yes, it was fan interference, but it's also a home run. That's like me saying, can I have a glass of wine and not gain weight from the sugar? It's absolutely just a ridiculous call. But you're right. The Jays were able to overcome that 3-run home run by Tampa. The bullpen got it done late. So the Jays now basically have the American League East wrapped up. Now the wonder is, will they be able to hold on and actually have the best record in the entire American League? They're 4 games up on the Tigers.
Yeah, they have quite the lead right now. And the story is, can they continue playing the way they are and just hold off until we get to that final moment? Let's focus on hockey right now. So training camp is set to begin soon, and the team's looking a lot different. Mitch Marner no longer in the lineup. How do you think the new dynamic will play out?
Yeah, it's fascinating. Usually at this time of year, we kind of know what every line is basically going to look like. There'll be some tinkering on the fourth line. But now the big question is going to be, who is with Auston Matthews and Matthew Knies? And the obvious, or the first choice, looks like it's going to be Max Domi. That's the big first question. Also, Matthews in his second year as the captain. Can he elevate Matthew Knies and whoever's on the right wing? And then the other big question I have is, Tavares and William Nylander, they had a great year last year. They combined for over 80 goals. Can they do that again this year? So, yeah, a lot of questions, but you're right. No Mitch Marner means there's more depth, and it's going to be a lot of different moving parts.
Okay, so Matt, you're planning your radio show for this afternoon on TSN Radio 1050.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Toronto sporting audience, we're talking Jays, we're talking Leafs. How do you sort of look at this time of year? Because as you mentioned, the Jays are playing meaningful baseball in mid to late September, but training camp kicks off. This is a very big hockey town. How do you make those decisions at this time of year?
It's a great question because you always wonder where you're going to start with. For me, the big issue is still going to be the Blue Jays. 4 games up on the Tigers. What does it mean not to have Bo Bichette, who is now out for the rest of the regular season? How does that impact them and really be available for the playoffs? And then on the Leafs side of things, it's what is the number one big question? And all roads, again, lead back to Auston Matthews. His health. Can he score more? Can he become more of a playmaker? Because the team is going to need him to do more. Not having Mitch Marner there, that's a lot of offensive creativity out of the lineup. How does Auston Matthews help to fill those gaps? That's the number one question. I'd say Matthews is now the most interesting athlete in the city, even more than Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who's the highest paid, or say Scotty Barnes.
Okay, and on the health of Matthews, I think, Matt, you've really hit on something significant. Last year he had that mysterious sort of, I think it was a back-related injury, upper body, went to Germany for some treatment. Has the team addressed any of that in the offseason? I know they're going to speak to the media today, but do we have a sense of if Auston is 100%?
Absolutely not. No. They are so mysterious, upper body, lower body. Why is he in Germany? Back from Germany, but still injured. The messaging is that he's gained some muscle, that the team is very happy. But we hear those sort of platitudes with every team in every sport throughout North America. The messaging does seem to be positive. There's no little ominous notes where you can sort of read between the lines. But until we see it, no one's going to have any idea. I mean, the Maple Leafs, like a lot of teams, incredibly mysterious when it comes to the health status of their players, especially their star players.
Okay, Matt, last question for you. Do you think the Blue Jays can win the World Series this year?
Yeah, absolutely they can win the World Series. They have the pitching. They have enough offense. My big concern is Jeff Hoffman. Fastball isn't what it used to be. It's declining. Is that just a blip? For the Jays to win, they're going to need a dominant bullpen, and that's going to be the one big question. We've seen the Rangers win the World Series without one. But again, it may all come down to the bullpen, but they can win.
All right, that's good to hear, Matt. Okay, Matt Cauz from TSN Radio. You can catch him, of course, on TSN Radio in the afternoon. It's good to chat to you always, Matt. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Matt.
Great talking to you guys. See ya.
All right.